Are you guys waiting on me? I'm hurrying. Gray's up here. Now, all three of them are here this morning. Is that chicken good? They get the good stuff first thing in the morning. And nom nom, those little pieces of real chicken. Good morning, Stripe. Good morning, Morris. It's actually good that they wait up there for me versus coming down to greet me. One, it allows me to walk without possibly tripping. And two, they're not too close to Tux. And Morris was within about 5 feet of me yesterday. Hi. It's pretty out here.
Yes, it is.
Very
77, they said, or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, pretty good.
You coming, Tux? Come on, buddy. Let's go. I don't know how much you can tell day to day, but back in about 30 feet on this side is all nice and cleaned up, and Don did a little bit on this side, but we're not touching those holly trees or he'll be in trouble. No, we agreed. And it's definitely cleaned up down there where there was some privet growing. So we're good. Just the paper.
Yeah, just the paper. So I think this afternoon,
I'm
gonna go work up at the street right there on the, as you go out on the,
and start working back this way.
well, it's just that part, you know, that's the, when people drive up, but seeing all that stuff that's sprouted up,
Sure.
it's getting a little thorny up through, looking through there. And of course now the problem with that is that is the mecca for poison ivy world. So you will need to stay well clear of me while I'm up there.
Right.
Remember all that poison ivy up there? We sprayed it last year. I don't know. It may still. I'm sure it's still there. So.
Yeah, well, the roots in the ground are obviously problematic. It's not just the leaves that you see. So yes, I agree. Up there at the street, it's not.
Yeah.
There's been a lot growing. Same thing over here at the end of the logs.
Yeah.
There was some there last year, and I can't believe I got it this bad in March, February,
really,
March, though.
Yeah.
You know, I expect some in July when the cats walk through it, and then I pet on them, but I wasn't. But I did pull stuff out of the ground that I didn't know what it was, so.
Yeah, although they do say that poison ivy is more oily. The problem is the young plants.
Right when it emerges. Yep.
Yeah, as it gets throughout the summer and dries out a little bit, it's not quite as bad.
Yeah. Except for people like me.
Yeah.
It's pretty much how I look at it.
Yeah, there's no non-bad time.
Yeah, this is where Don wants to come. The problem is none of that stuff is super big. A lot of it is just pulling out by hand versus using his tools. This was all cleaned out fall of 17, spring of 18, and it still looks good. But this newly emerged stuff is, you know, what's bothering on him. And I agree, it certainly could look better there. I just don't know how easy that's going to be for him to manage. And yeah, there used to be poison ivy on all of those trees, so I like literally just don't go over there even. And then of course this side could use a little work too, although the property line doesn't go too far. Maybe 15 feet off the driveway, 20 feet. something like that. And mostly when I weed eat, I go in, you know, 10 feet and have been keeping it clean. So it's not too bad over there as far as we can go and call it ours. Did you roll over? He goes, Mom, I've walked all of the way out here. Could you please help a cat? Hi, cute stuff. Hi. It's 1 p.m. and I'm headed out for a drive in Ruby. It's just too pretty to be in the house. Sorry, Donnie and Johnny. Got the doors open on the garage because the pollen's not too bad yet. And let a little heat exchange from the outside go in because it's colder inside than out. One has to wonder if there'll actually be any kids on the splash pad this year, because we went the whole year last year with no splashing. And one would also think that they would be laying the new cement sidewalk here pretty soon. They added that outbuilding earlier in the year, well, I guess last year, but have not finished the cement work yet. I'm here just south of Mineral Springs, and they've really gotten serious on renovating this house in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Hard to catch anything about it driving past, so I'm here in the Park and Recs parking lot. It's gonna look great when it's done. I'm really excited about it. It won't be long and we'll be having pretty bearded iris. I've been admiring these camellias over the last week too. The blooms on the bush and actually how pretty it is down on the ground afterward. I don't really like how they manicured them here and removed the lower limbs because, you know, they've gotten rid of that many blooms. But still pretty. The bank's crowded this afternoon, but the trees sure are pretty. Well, Walmart can't quite compete with all the pallets at Home Depot, but they didn't want to be totally left out, and they're ready for spring over here too. Well, over here at Home Depot, I might park and go look in the garden center, but there's like no place to park anymore. Goodness gracious. That is some serious amount of pallets. I mean, it was pretty much like this last year too, but yeah, anymore all of the plants and stuff at Home Depot are so expensive. Back in the day, back in the 90s, you know, seemed like stuff was really cheap in the garden center. And I was putting in cement block walls and then trying to plant stuff. But now it's like, God, I went past one of the plants over there. One of the shrubs was like $90. Like, no, I don't think Dawn would be too happy with me if I brought that home. One thing's for certain, I won't be trying to go to Home Depot this weekend. Can you just imagine the zoo Saturday and Sunday? Just imagine 70-degree days, people ready to plant stuff. Well, this is how you cruise around town in the Tesla. I thought about going up to Gates Mill today, and I just couldn't get myself to go by myself without Dawn. I just wasn't quite wanting to do that. I thought about it. So we're waiting here for construction. No big deal, but Judd Parkway, the extension, which starts pretty close to our house and comes over here, that, I guess, quarter of the distance, fifth of the distance around Fuquay. Anyway, it comes out at this intersection on the north side of town, and It's almost ready to open, but I guess they're doing stuff over here to make it, the intersection, work better, since they're going to be dumping more cars at this intersection now. I can't wait to take the loop for the first time. That's going to be pretty awesome. I think this is like my 4th Tesla spotting, just cruising around town. Hi. Well, there's the brand new Holly Springs Lowe's. Not open yet, but hopefully soon. Alright, so here's where Judd Parkway will go through to the other part. Interesting. Like I said, I'm excited to see it open. It looks like it's going to be really nice for scooting around town. If you're in a particular place to go, which is not usually me, but... Okay, so it looks like the top is out of that tree, and then there's this one really long limb off to the side. Well, let me clean up around it a little bit. All right, I got all the vines away from it. It's just honeysuckle as best I can tell, and I trimmed it up a little bit, so maybe it'll go up versus out. I think those are Lego parts. Well, that came up good. Well, it's still pretty wet down here.
Yeah, this is nice and soggy.
Yeah, so it ought to come out.
Yeah.
At least the pieces that are actually big enough to come out.
Right.
Poor Don had a really intense day at work again, and kept him in there pretty late. And
yeah. Well, my got till Friday to get this application up. I'm working on production. I'm not late. It's good. It's just that it gets to a point where
push come to shove, huh?
Well, no. I need security to do something. I need there's these different packs that have to be made available. Resources that, you know, kind of as I go along. You know, I guess if I had a perfect punch list, I would know all this stuff ahead of time, but it's sort of like I try it and it doesn't work, and I thought, oh, well, that's because this is missing, or that's not set up, or oh, it's a different profile over here. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I wish I could help.
Yeah, well, it's not my forte. I'm pretty good at just kind of banging out code. I'm not really good at keeping track of hundreds of little details and, oh, what's that setting? I don't know. I don't keep up that stuff. Oh, let me go look up. How do you spell that parameter? Remember? You know.
Is that what you call a front row drop off?
That's right.
You got me locked in, though.
Well, that's because after 8 miles an hour it locks.
Oh, okay. Kiss, kiss. I gotta go get dinner going. I made a broccoli, onion, cheese, egg casserole thing. We won't quite call it a quiche, and then we've got these nice pieces of beef to go along with it.